In this morning's Business Insight, we've all heard the stereotypes about Cincinnati, and we've all been asked the question. You know the question I'm talking about. Where'd you go to school? And in Cincinnati, we're not asking where you got your bachelor's degree. That inquiry and many other tendencies of Cincinnatians that can turn off non-natives have sparked the project for this year's Sea Change class hosted by the Cincinnati USA Regional Chamber. The groups are working to make the Queen City more welcoming through an idea called the Grand City Experiment. Aftab Puraval, in-house counsel for Procter & Gamble, and Andrew Salzburn, managing partner at Agar, are part of the Sea Change group behind the Grand City Experiment. They joined Business Watch producer and Cincinnati native Kelly Leon in the studio. Guys.
Thanks, Peg. Yeah. So where did you go to school? I mean, that's a common question. I'm not offended by that.
It's not an offensive question. In fact, it's a friendly question, right? Someone's interested in your background, where you went to school. Leaving aside the fact that it's vague, right? Many of us went to high school and then also to college, potentially to grad school.
Yeah.
The challenge with where did you go to school is if you don't have the right answer, the conversation kind of stops.
Yeah.
Because there's
I've
nothing,
seen it. I've seen it happen.
Right. There's no shared experience there. So what we're trying to do is change the conversation. Instead of asking where you went to school, maybe focus on something else that's a little more welcoming, a little more inclusive.
So how are you guys doing this? How does the project work?
Yeah, so it's going to be in the month of October. It's 31 days of low, easy, accessible challenges that you'll get each morning at about 3 a.m. in your email. That'll be the first thing you open up in your inbox, and it'll give you just a little nugget of something to do for that day.
Okay, so what you need to do now during this month is to get people to sign up and participate.
Correct.
So who should sign up? Is this for everybody? Is this just for young professionals? What's the target audience?
All of Cincinnati. We really want this to be a unique event that is entirely about Cincinnati, participated by all Cincinnatians. We'd like the retirees in Carthage as well as the 19-year-old at NKU. Everyone should feel a part of the community. Everyone matters, and we're trying to engage the entire city.
Is this something that is a Cincinnati thing, or have you noticed this in other cities, other communities that do this, you know, where'd you go to high school thing?
I mean,
you're from here too, Andrew.
Yeah, I'm from here. I think you and I have traveled enough that we've also seen that it's pretty specific to here.
Yeah, it seems
at least the high school thing is.
Yeah. I wonder why that is.
Well, we're very proud of our neighborhoods. We're very proud of our specific communities. Our challenge with the Grand City Experiment is to take that pride in our neighborhoods and make it pride in the greater Cincinnati region. And we're hoping that through random acts of kindness in October, we'll create a stronger community. It'll make you feel better as the person performing the act. It'll obviously brighten that other person's day. And hopefully through a collective individual effort, the ripple effect will be felt across the entire city.
And give me an example of the types of, like, what are we going to get in the emails? What are some of the examples?
Sure, so they start off really easy. We want to warm you up to it. We don't want to make you jump off a bridge or anything like that on day one. But early on, they're going to be very small things like, you know, you get into an elevator and that's the most awkward point of your day probably, but to be able to turn around and introduce yourself to somebody within that elevator. And then they ramp up to things like planning a community block party that keeps the movement going past just the 31 days in October.
And why is this important to do?
Well, we believe in the power of kindness, and it's important because Cincinnati is suffering from this very fixable problem. We think that there's a direct economic benefit here. If Cincinnati is known not for the Reds or the Bengals or the birthplace of Cincinnati chili, but as the most welcoming city in Ohio, we think that'll really attract diverse and new talent to the city, expanding our tax base, which has a direct economic benefit to the region.
All right, well, let's encourage everyone to sign up, grandcityexperiment.com.
That's right.
All one word, grandcityexperiment.com. Sign up, and we'll have you guys maybe back in October or November to let us know how it went.
We'd love that.
Okay, all right, good luck.
Thanks.